share something about hydroelectricity and how that works within our body, right? Because every breath that you take actually forms a molecule of water within your body, right? And when I say hydroelectricity, right, because we have the passing of electron, which is right here. It's called the electron transport chain, which is located in the mitochondria of the cell, right? Which is a matrix that is located within every single cell in your body, right? And every single cell has the ability to, it's like a battery storage, right? That powers the cells, right? That powers your body and keeps your body moving and going, right? It gives your cell the power to regenerate, all right, to heal itself, right? To keep going, right? So one of the reasons why this is so important, right, and why we need to take these deep breaths is because of this electron transport chain. See right here, it says the final electron acceptor is oxygen. Without it, the whole electron transport chain backs up. All right. So one of the reasons why I'm not really big on wearing masks and so forth, right? Because it restricts the flow of oxygen. If you're restricting the flow of oxygen, then you're restricting the flow of water and electricity for your body to basically regenerate and heal itself. Okay, so this is on a cellular level. So any doctor that understands cellular biology, which they all have to, because this is a basic form of knowledge and information that they all go through before they get into their concentration, right? So right here is the inner mitochondria of the cell, right? And right here is the intermembrane space, okay? And then this is the outer, right? Right before, right here, this area right out here would be known as the cell, okay? Outside of here, it would be the cell. So inside right here, we have the matrix, right? This right here is the matrix, okay? So inside this matrix, you have what's known to be, let me see, I got to see if I now done got this thing up here. See if I can clear this off. Okay, so inside of here, you have basically what's called hydroelectricity. This is where hydroelectricity is so important, right? Because you have the passing of electrons, all right, through this electron transport chains. Anytime you have electrons that is flowing and a movement, right, creates electricity. Your electrician will be able to tell you that, right? You have DC currents and you have alternating currents. DC currents is electrons that is moving in a direct flow. All right. Alternating current is electrons moving back and forth. Okay. So the passing of electrons, right, is generating electricity. That electricity is now coming in and oxygen, right? You get fire, right, when you have a little oxygen and you add oxygen to it. So all these things definitely make sense to that burning desire that you may have deep down inside, right? So just understanding that, just not going too deep into breaking down every single complex of these levels, all right, that it goes through, that these electrons go through, right? Because this is biology, right, in a sense, right? So just going into it just a little bit, you have every time these electrons pass through, all right, there's a process that it goes through where it's releasing a hydrogen ion, okay? So you have a hydrogen ion that gets pumped into this intermembrane space, right? You have one happens right here in complex 1, you have it in complex 3, and you have it in complex 4. Each one of these pumps a hydrogen ion, right? Hydrogen ions are acidic, okay? All right, so that's what acidity is, okay? So you have a lot of these that actually get pumped and they're stored within this intermembrane space, okay? Now, there's a process that this goes through that is not even up here and that's located, right? Which is, I think it's ATP synthase, all right, where it actually produces like 32 ATPs and so forth, which is, you know, the energy, the powerhouse of the cell, right, where it produces a whole bunch of it, right? So because it's a chain and it's a cycle that happens within, once again, it's called the matrix, right? So when you're stuck inside the matrix, it produces the energy, right, that powers that cell, all right? But, you know, sometimes because this is the inner membrane of the space, you have a hydrogen ions that goes outside of this mitochondrial membrane, right? And this is the part where um, where we like to make sure that we have an alkaline type diet, right, to help to fight some of the acidity levels, because this happens through cellular respiration. That's what this is, cellular respiration in a sense, right? The breathing of air and so forth, and the outflow of carbon dioxide basically is hydrogen ions going and exiting outside of our body, right? So just on this level right here that we're at, which is inside the cell, we just want to talk about, okay, I'm sorry, I just lost my place a little bit. Oh yeah, how we get right here to having that final breath of oxygen, a half of oxygen right here, right, which is basically an oxygen atom, all right, which is added to two hydrogen ions, right, because these hydrogen ions are pumped, right, all right, but when it combines with the oxygen, it gives you H2O, which you can see right here, right. So this is why we don't want to be backed up and not being able to breathe properly, because without this, it says it right here, you know, the whole electron transport chain would become backed up. Okay, so you know, this is basically, I wanted to keep this really short. Dang, we already at 6 minutes. But I want you to be able to look this up on YouTube and be able to understand a little bit of what's going on inside your body, to help you to understand a little bit more about what's going on, because knowledge is all power, right? So the more that you understand about yourself and your body and how it operates, the more informed you'll be, and you'll be able to know what's going on out here and be confident enough to basically protect yourself properly. Okay, peace and love. Stay focused. Stay balanced. It's the Alkaline Man, Family Springs.